Hello there, folks. Bonkekook here, aka your Lonely Achievement God, continuing our Lawn Mowing Simulator challenge coverage with the first professional challenge, the Garden at Orchard Cottage. This is another fuel limit challenge. Again, if you've been following along with me, you never have to worry about your fuel limit on the fuel limit challenges. Especially now that they've given you a string trimmer that has a full tank of gas or a full charge, you could potentially use up the entire battery and fuel in your string trimmer and make the challenge an absolute cakewalk, though it might take a couple extra of hours. But you never have to worry about your fuel limit. Not a whole lot to worry about with this challenge. It's a fairly easy one. We have a 45 currency fine, but you shouldn't have to worry about that. We're just going to go ahead and jump in. So right off the bat, we're going to grab our string trimmer and start edging along the outside. Again, this is a fuel challenge, not a time challenge, so we're going to take things a little bit slower than we would if we had a time limit. No reason to push the envelope. We are using the worst of the three string trimmers, so do yourself a favor and go slowly, making sure you're not leaving any grass behind. As I said, I think it was 45 currency we had for a penalty. Regardless, you have the ability to kill a couple of flowers and it won't do you any harm. So you don't have to be quite as cautious as I am, but we're going to go ahead and get this flower bed edged as well while we're here. You don't have to edge the walkway here, but we are going to work on this little flower bed with the fountain. And we killed the flower, not really worth worrying about. We're going to grab this flower bed over here too while we're standing next to it. And if you've been following along with my guides, I'm just going to be repeating a lot of the same things I've said in the other challenges. Take your time. You know, you're in a fuel limit challenge, not a time limit. There's no penalty for how long you take. You know, you can damage a couple of flowers. You can always come back out with the string trimmer or the mower at the end of the challenge to clean up anything you may have missed. Yada, yada, yada. We're going to do our patented circles around this well, just so that we don't have to worry about running into the concrete or cement there. Because that can penalize you a bit more than flowers generally do. And then we're going to work on edging the outside. This is the last little bit we need the string trimmer for, and we will switch over to the mower after. I do recommend kind of angling your camera from the left or the right so you have a better view when the bushes pop up and stuff like that. And like I said, we're going slow. You could go faster than this. We're just trying to be a little careful. That way, if we do run into things with our mower, we won't have to worry too much. And with that done, we're all set. We're going to run back to, excuse me, our trailer to drop off our string trimmer and grab our mower. As always, I prefer to mow in first-person mode, and we will cut with the left side of our mower. We have a 4 to 5 centimeter cut, and we have a 99.5% completion target, which allows us to leave some grass behind. So we need 4 to 5 centimeters. I'm going to pull onto the grass just so we see a little bit better. We'll hit X to start the blades, and then off we go. We're going to try to go around the outside of the entire lawn first, just to get kind of the edging done so it's out of the way, other than the flower beds themselves, you know, the objects in the middle of the lawn. But I like to get the edging done first, and then start focusing on some of the other sections. This mower is decent. It's not great, but it's pretty darn good. So you have a pretty high top speed, which does mean that you may have to worry about overloads a little bit more with it. But overall, a good mower for this contract. And it's a 0-turn mower, so... Okay, so our first lap is done, and we're going to head back to that section over here and start work on this portion. We did overload our engine there. We were going a little bit too fast, but I do want to point out that now that you're on the professional level, you have less forgiveness for the engine condition meter in the bottom left. You'll notice the red stripe is further up along the bar down there. So I'm thinking 85 to 90%. One of those two is what we need to stay above. I think it's 90%, but it could be 85. So overloads start becoming something you need to pay more attention to. So just like I've been saying, try to pay attention to how much grass you're cutting along the front end of your vehicle. You can do this in first or third person mode. So we're cutting with the left side, so we're going to be cutting new grass, and the new grass will come in a certain percent along the front end of our mower. So I try to keep new grass around 50 to 75%. So like 50% would be here and 75% would be like here, and then we would cut at 100% there, if that makes sense. And if you're staying around 50%, that means you can kind of keep at a decent speed, although as you saw there, it didn't really work out for us. We actually overloaded quite a bit, even at 50%. So you may have to go even lower than that if you want to mow at top speed, or you can just go a little bit slower than what we were doing. But we have this section of the lawn mown, and so we're going to rejoin our laps on this side. Be especially cautious at this portion of the lawn. The grass is taller here than anywhere else on the lawn, so overloads are going to happen quite a bit driving across that portion back there. Once you get over here, it's a little bit better, but I noticed it in career contracts too. There's just certain sections of the lawn that are grown higher, and you don't really know where those are until you do the contract a couple of times, but I have noticed it on that back wall. The grass tends to be higher there than anywhere else in the contract. So we get here and we'll do our little cut along the walkway. Again, don't worry about grass clippings. Like in most of these challenges, it does not matter. The penalty, if there is any penalty for it during the contract, it is negligible. And most of the time, the real penalty comes at the contract screen in career mode. So you don't have to worry about leaving clippings behind. You can even pay attention and watch the penalties and fines bar and notice it's not going up at all, despite the game protesting that you're leaving clippings everywhere. So we're going to hop out and get this bird bath flower bed here. You'll notice I was readjusting a lot. It's because the terrain there is terrible. We're going to hit this flower bed while we're over here too, just so we get these done. I prefer to get the edging out of the way fairly early so that the rest of the time spent on the lawn is literally just driving and cutting. Watch out for the terrain there. It's miserable. And we're going to grab this flower bed now to finish off our last portion of edging. And with that done, we'll return to your regularly scheduled programming. Again, watch out for the terrain here. And again, if you find yourself overloading your engine too much, cut less grass. You know, that's just common sense. You don't have to fight with the overloads if they're happening too often. Just try to cut less grass with one lap. And there we go. We finished the cut. That's how much grass we can leave behind. We're just going to drive right across it to finish the contract. If you have anything left, you can, of course, run around with the Pro View on your mower and try to clean it up, or go and grab the string trimmer and run back out with the Pro View and finish whatever little percent you have left. But if not, you can drive up onto the trailer and leave to finish the professional challenge, your first professional challenge. As always, if you have any questions or comments for me, reach out and I will do my best to answer them. But if not, I'll see you guys next time.